Well, as you guys know, last week was some Switch 2 madness. Apparently, companies literally all over the globe are revealing their accessories for Switch 2 and also showing actual renders of Switch 2, the console itself, in their accessories on their websites, which is just so strange. And this has not stopped. In fact, another one went live last night for some Chinese manufacturer where they also showed their accessories and stuff for Switch 2, and they showed off what the Switch 2 would inevitably look like. And every single one of these, the Switch 2 looks exactly the same. So I think it's safe to say we know what the Switch 2 is going to look like now. But I'm not going to lie, it still is crazy to me that these companies are still doing this, and still makes me think that there was some type of embargo that just recently lifted, that Nintendo was in fact planning for this console to be revealed in the last couple of months or something, because this just isn't normal. So yeah, once again, we talked about that the entire video yesterday, but today we have some new information that, if true, could very well hurt Nintendo, I mean significantly. Real quick, before we dive into the juicy stuff, you guys have been killing it with subscriptions once again. Seriously, I mean, I cannot thank you enough. Right before Christmas, you guys have been showing so much support. Over 100 brand new subscribers just the other day. Let's see how many we can get in today's video. So if you're really excited for Switch 2, stop what you're doing real quick and leave a like and subscribe. Thanks, guys. So before we dive in, take everything with a grain of salt. Remember, nothing is confirmed until Nintendo says something themselves or shows something themselves. But this is what we have. Somebody on Reddit is claiming that they actually have the console in their hands, and that they are just going to talk about it right now, and they're not going to show it off until Christmas time, which means that's December 25th, so just about a couple of weeks. We'll see if this is true or not. But this was also fact-checked by another Reddit user, where this person actually sent them the information, and they can confirm that what they've seen is either an extremely good hoax or the real deal. A lot of the information also matches up with lots of the other rumors and leaks that we've heard, and it sounds pretty daggone accurate. But we were able to gather the sum as to what was discussed by this user, and he stated the console is called Switch 2, and the logo is the Switch logo with a giant 2 on the side. Their units were dark gray, but apparently there is a full white SKU. Both Joy-Con and the tablet and another special edition SKU is themed around a game with a 9, a very obvious hint at Mario Kart 9, ? The console doesn't really feel heavier than the current Switch. The buttons and sticks are marginally larger than the current Switch. Magnetically attaching the Joy-Con to the console makes a mechanical click sound. The two back buttons are indeed the Joy-Con release buttons. Heard the reveal is next month for a Nintendo meeting. I think they may be referring to the investor meeting on February 4th of 2025. Dock has the same ports of the Switch OLED dock and is a bit larger but curved, and so much of the screen pops out. The game cart slot looks the same as the current Switch. The top side of the Joy-Con, when detached, has a surprise feature. Not 100% sure what that means, but and the magnets themselves are buttons. LCD screen, which is a little bummer because the OLED looks so much better. ZR buttons are larger than the current Switch, and sticks are Hall effect. So with all of this information piled up, people have been absolutely jumping to the bit to make some renders as to what this could actually look like. With all these rumors and leaks smacked into one pile, this is pretty much what people have come down to, and this actually looks the most legit that we've seen so far. The Joy-Con have a more unique, sleek curve going from the bottom to the top. The buttons are a lot bigger, and the sticks to the Joy-Con look a lot different. You also have a larger, wider screen, some additional buttons like that C button on the bottom right Joy-Con, and the dock apparently isn't going to cover the entire screen, which could be used as a clock or some other things, so I'm really interested to see how that could be used. I think there could be some really unique things with that, but that's actually super exciting, and like I said, this is probably our best look yet. But there's just so much more to go over here. So first off, Nintendo Switch 2 is apparently the name, and this is something that we've heard for a very long time. There's been lots of insiders hinting at this. A lot of people don't like this. I think I love this, and let me explain why this makes sense. A lot of people are trying to compare this to the Wii U and say, well, they did that to the Wii U and look what happened. No, they did not. The Wii U was not the Wii 2. It was the Wii U. It literally just added an extra letter, which made a lot of people probably think it was some like addition to the Wii or something like that, or like a Pro Wii, instead of it being the next version of the Wii. So if it was called the Wii 2, it probably would have done a lot better. And that's why there's no confusion this time around. There's no Switch U or Omega Switch or something. This is just the Switch 2. It's the second Switch, and that's really all we need to know about it. So I'm sorry, but I believe it is a perfect name. Now, let's talk about this launch title. Apparently, there's going to be 2 different models, a gray and a white version, and apparently a version that's going to be packed in with a game. And that game has something to do with a 9, apparently. And I think we all can just jump to that conclusion of it possibly being Mario Kart 9. Now, I know a lot of people think that Mario Kart Tour is already Mario Kart 9, but like I've been saying for a while, maybe not in Nintendo's heads. Maybe they don't consider that Mario Kart 9, because a lot of people just don't consider that Mario Kart 9. I get some people really love Tour, and I get for a lot of people it's a mainline game to them, but a lot of people also didn't play Tour, and it's not on a home console, so it just didn't have that same effect. So maybe this is actually Mario Kart 9 coming, but there are some people already out there saying that they don't think Mario Kart 9 is going to be a launch title, and that they don't think it's going to be a pack-in game. Instead, they think it could be something else with a 9, like Final Fantasy. And I'm sorry, there's not going to be a Final Fantasy pack-in game with a Nintendo Switch. That's just not going to happen. And let's face it, this isn't incredibly surprising. I think we can all come to the realization that it has to be a 3D Mario or Mario Kart 9. It has to be. What else would it be? Because Nintendo has been waiting so long to reveal this console, so long to release this console. It's apparently been internally delayed multiple times. If we had to wait this long and there's no big open, launch game for the console, and we have to wait months after the console drops, that's going to be a horrible release for Switch 2. Nintendo would not want to do that. I mean, seriously, no one's going to have an incentive to buy this console if there's no new games to play on it. Nintendo has to make sure that there is a huge game, and we are in this perfect time slot for a new Mario Kart or a new 3D Mario, and I definitely think it's going to be one of those. Once again, another day, another rumor/leak, and this is what's just so frustrating right now, is that I know that probably when I hit done recording, there's going to be another one hitting Twitter right now from some type of accessory manufacturing company, and they're going to also reveal what the Switch 2 looks like. It's just not going to end. And unfortunately for Nintendo, they put themselves in this situation where they can't really do anything. It's the holiday season. They're left to kind of just wait this thing out and hope nothing else happens. But with this leak saying a reveal in January, I'm inclined to believe that there's no way in the world now that they can make it into February. There's no way. This thing has to be revealed in January because of all of these insane leaks. I mean, honestly, I'd even say it has to be revealed within the first couple of weeks of January, because there's just way too much stuff coming out, and it's getting to the point now where we're not going to even be surprised when we see Switch 2, because all of these rumors and leaks, one of them has got to be true, and especially with these companies actually claiming to have seen the console and are making renders of the console for their accessories. Yeah, it's pretty safe to say that we know what this console is now. I will be making a whole video talking about why I think Nintendo screwed up with this. I do. I think they waited way too long. They gave way too many opportunities for people to start leaking the stuff. We've already had information leaking back in September, but waiting all the way until now still with no word on Switch 2 just left the doors wide open for different companies and even different people to start leaking the console. And I'm going to be talking about why I think this is actually going to hurt them in the long run. Hopefully not too bad, but it is a big mistake on Nintendo's part. But hopefully it's going to be fine. Hopefully they hurry up and jump out at the beginning of next year as early as possible and get this thing revealed. But let me know what you think down below. Do you think these rumors and leaks are true? Do you think someone actually has a Switch 2 right now and that they're going to reveal the thing on Christmas Day? Let me know what you think down below, and thank you so much for tuning in. Make sure you leave a like and subscribe before you head out. And like always, I'll see you all on the next one. See you guys.